The whole family's gathered around, and Aunt Millie's telling a story. Without breaking her stride, she just drops in the N-word and keeps talking. Uncle Joe's eyes get wide, and he glances around the room. Cousin Jill rolls her eyes at her mom. Little Matthew looks up from his action figures and watches the adults, because he could feel something change in the room. Grandma glances all around and says, "Well, then what happened?" But Jeff's new wife is on the side of the room, just getting to know the family. And she finally speaks up and says that word makes her uncomfortable. And Noah, who's a teenager and learning that adults are not always right, asks, "Do you have to talk like that?" Cousin Emma rolls her eyes and looks back at her phone. But little Matthew looks up again when the rhythm of the room changes. Aunt Millie laughs and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that to sound bad. It's just part of the story." She pauses and adds, "I'm not a racist. It's just that Black people are that way, right?" And she looks around the room for agreement. Grandpa chuckles and says, all right, let's play nice," like he's talking to a room full of children. Grandma tells Aunt Millie to go on with the story. The family relaxes and drifts back to whatever they were doing. Aunt Millie does not use that word again in this story. It blends back into the wallpaper. Someone stands up to refill their coffee, and on the way back they say, "So, how about them Saints?" And a new conversation starts across the room. And Millie continues with her story. What lingers for some of the people in that room is not the word that Aunt Millie said. It is the person who said something. This is how the anti-racist becomes the family problem. Not because they were wrong, but because they interrupted a system that runs on just letting things slide. And when that silence breaks, the system responds the way systems do. It restores the rhythm. It doesn't go, "Oh, I agree with you. I shouldn't say that word." It says, "We need to move past this so that we don't have to talk about it anymore. We don't want to deal with it. We want that rhythm back." I'm not an expert, just an avid learner. Please join me and get curious.